The Auditorium and Courtyard at Cortland Junior Senior High School was under construction for a majority of last year. Its redevelopment began in June 2019, and it's almost been a full school year since its completion. With the original being constructed in 1964, it was long overdue for something new. The courtyard, while not outdated, needed to be updated to improve the safety of students and staff. The auditorium inside has been given a new sound system, new flooring, new seats, and even a new entrance. Outside, the auditorium features a Cortland logo and a raised look.
There's a lot of things better about this one. So the old auditorium hadn't really seen many updates since it was maybe updated around somewhere in the 70s. If you remember walking in there, it was ugly. It was brown walls with orange and brown seats. The only things that had been really updated from the 70s were some new curtains had been put in, and we had got a couple more sound system things, but now it looks nice. It sounds so much better. There was no acoustical work in the auditorium before, and now it's a very acoustically sound space for the performances that are going to go on in there, and there's a lot more technology built into this space as well.
Another thing people will notice is the sound system is completely revamped, leading to better acoustics and a better sound overall.
There's actually a bunch of different systems that are built into the one auditorium. One of the systems is actually a digital acoustic system. So the space can be adjusted the way it sounds just by pressing a button backstage. So you can make it sound like a smaller hall or a larger performance space. So we'll be able to, ideally in the future, with things like plays and choral concerts, we could perform without any microphones. Musicals will still use microphones, but then the main sound system has improved speakers, there's a better board, and sound was okay in there, but really with the improvements of the acoustics, we're going to be able to do a lot more and control more how everybody can hear in the space.
On stage, lights and curtains have been upgraded. They have made a major difference to the entire feel of the auditorium.
So now there's more curtains, there's improved curtains, and they can fly totally out. So when you go in there now, it looks like there's no curtains on the stage, but they're actually all just hiding up in the flies. They can be brought in. The lighting system is also so much better. Lighting was really primitive before. It was all analog lighting in there. We had a pretty old board that could be programmed, but couldn't do a lot of things. There were, like, if you wanted to change the color of a light, you would have to put special gels into the lights. But now it has DMX and LED lighting in there. So there's a lot of LED and some analog lights. So you can change the focus of lights and change the color of lights directly from the board.
Sadly, the auditorium had the misfortune of opening during a pandemic, leading to no events being held there. The only thing that was performed in the auditorium so far was the musical, which was recorded by CBC for a later release in theaters. While all of that was happening inside the auditorium, outside also saw complete reconstruction.
Yeah, it was a big renovation project. Like I said, some of it was just, it's needed, right? You have to keep with the times. No one wants to be in an auditorium that's quote unquote falling apart or outdated. And then, like I said, it came with the outside. It was all kind of one big piece of the renovations that were done. It actually, there is a whole study out there about school safety through the environment, and a courtyard like this is actually a little bit safer of a courtyard to have in front of the school. So the cones are actually covering up where the electrical is run. And I don't think it's live, but there's wires and stuff run to there. There will be lights, a light post put out here. I believe that clock is coming back, the clock that was out here, because that was pretty cool. So it's not completely done. I know that Mr. Mack is looking at different things for seating. Definitely want some seating out here so we can use it for our students. But there's other people in the school who maybe want to get involved with that. I know National Honor Society was talking about it, Student Council, figuring out ways to get some seating out here and different ideas. So although it looks beautiful and open, it is certainly not done yet. There's still some things to be done in the attic.
Both of these projects were massive undertakings, and though the auditorium hasn't been able to be used, it will eventually come into form and be useful to almost everyone in the school.